Morning, everyone. This is Sir Econ. I'll be having a session with you today, and I'll be sharing my experiences, my personal tips, my personal practice on how to write research introduction. I'll give you some tips. I'll give you also simple but I consider effective ways on how to write research introductions. I'll be discussing some techniques on how we can fluently share our idea in the introduction section of the research paper. And of course, I will share some sample writing scripts. Now, to begin with, do not forget first to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, be tutorials for more tips and tricks in writing researches and everything na pwede nating mapag-usapan na ikauunlad nating lahat. Okay? So, don't forget to hit the bell para lagi kayong updated sa aming mga bagong uploads. Now, yun pasakalya lang. So, uh, before you write your research introduction, here are first some of the questions that you should be able to address. First, you ask yourself, do you have an approved research topic? Do you have a working research title? So, syempre, working research title lang siya kasi may chances na hanggat hindi pa natatapos ang mismong research paper, may chances pang mabago ang phrasing ng iyong research title. And then, do you really know the significance of your study? So, before you write, you should have a clear set of values pertaining to your research study. Para saan mo ba kinakandak itong iyong research study? Ito ba ay para lang sa iyong promotion or ang intention mo talaga dito ay para makatulong sa ating mga mahal na mag-aaral, makatulong sa lipunan, di ba? And before you write your research introduction, of course, you should have the knowledge about your topic by reading related literatures and studies, because those things will give you the background, will give you the weight, will give you the weight talaga, parang bigat. What I mean is, by reading related literatures and studies, you will be able to cite the foundations, the footings of your claims dun pa lang sa inyong research introduction. Okay? So, why is there a research introduction? First, in your research introduction, you will be able to give the background information about your research. Ano bang meron at ito ay iyong ikakandak. So, through the introduction section, you will be able to establish the relevance of what you are going to do or what you are going to investigate, what's the importance of this to the current situation. And by being able to fluently introduce your idea or relay your idea to your readers, you will be able to emphasize your research topic. Sa ating research introduction, ito yung nagseset din ng tone ng pagbabasa ng ating reader. Yung tipong sa research introduction pa lang, makikita mo na kung saan yung tinatakbo nung author or saan mo gustong dalhin ang iyong reader. And of course, by having a very good, fluently crafted research introduction, makukuha mo ang interest ng ating mga readers. So, how do we write the research introduction? So, these three models, ito yung kalimitan kong ginagamit na frame or step sa pagsusulat ng research introduction. So, first, ito yung nakalagay kalimitan sa mga prescription ng or prescribed parts ng mga nasa DepEd. So, CARS model, it's creating a research base. And then we also have the ideal, reality, consequences, rational model. And this one is my personal favorite, the third one, the deficiencies model. Because when we compare these three, ito yung pinakang madaling gawin. Itong last part, kasi siya yung pinakang maikli. And pinakang direct to the point. Now, without further ado, let's talk about CARS model in writing research introduction. Now, let's try this first. You identify first your research gap. So, ano ba yung hindi pa nagagawa? Ano ba yung may kakulangan? Ano yung issue na kailangan mong i-address? So, that could be your research gap. Ano yung hindi pa nasasagot? And you also make sure na meron bang proof na yung research gap at issue ay nag-exist. Kasi bago ka mag-research, kailangan meron ka talagang ina-address. So, kailangan mapatunayan na merong pangangailangan doon sa gagawin mo. So, ano yung proof mo? And then, if there are issues, so what do you think are the root causes of those gaps, those issues na iyong kailangan i-address? And based on your readings, what could be the most appropriate investigation to be done in addressing the gap, or what could be the most appropriate intervention that could be done in order to address those research gap? So, itong mga bagay na to ang kailangan yung mai-ready, or ito yung mga kailangan yung data para makagawa tayo ng CARS model. So, ito na yung sinasabing kay Swale's rhetorical moves. So, we have moves and steps in writing research introduction. So, meron tayong 3 specific move, and for each move, merong mga steps na kailangan ma-satisfy or kailangan nating mabigyan ng justification. So, let's begin with move number 1, where you establish your territory. So, this could be done either by claiming the centrality, making topic generalization, or you're reviewing items of previous researches. So, ano ba ang nangyayari kapag tayo ay gumawa or tayo ay nagsulat para sa move number 1? So, dito sa move number 1, sineset natin yung necessary background information tungkol din sa ating topic. So, hindi naman pwedeng basta na lamang natin bigyan ng ganitong dapat mangyari, di ba? Pero kailangan muna utay-utay nating ini-introduce yung ating topic. Siyempre sa una, ano bang situation or ano ba ang meron? Ano ang kasalukuyang nagaganap? So, by addressing move number 1, you demonstrate the relevance or importance of your research topic. Anong kahalagahan? And in this segment of your introduction, you make statements about the current knowledge, ano nang meron, ano nang mga kasalukuyang ginagawa, at ano yung mga kasalukuyang pangyayari. And then in this section of introduction, you also synthesize and review previous work in a literature or through a literature review. Yes, so dito pa lang sa introduction, magkakaroon na tayo ng citations or literature review. So these are the things that should be done in the first section of your research introduction through the CARS model. So dito sa ating move 1, you ask yourself, why is my research important? And is my research relevant this current moment of 2021, or sa pandemya ba ito ay relevant? So paano natin pwedeng i-introduce or sabihin? So ito yon, mga sample phrase. So in recent years, researchers have become increasingly interested in, or a central issue in blank is, or many recent studies have focused on. So next is move number 2, establishing a niche. So we have either you counterclaim, you indicate a gap, you raise some questions that might intrigue the reader, or you continue what is being done. So in here, writers should be able to show kayo, kailangan nyo maipakita na merong gap, may shortcoming or may limitation sa kasalukuyang status or sa mga previous works, sa previous researches na isinagawa connected sa inyong topic. And in that some extension or verification is required, ibig sabihin ay dahil nga mayroong gap, kailangang i-address yung gap na yun. Or dahil nga gatong situation, kailangan pa ng further study. Yung mga ganung bagay magbibigay ng weight sa inyong ginagawang research. So paano gagawin? So it's either you refute or challenge previous findings. It's either i-contradict mo yung isang idea, pwede. It's either you demonstrate the gap for a problem to be solved. Hina-highlight mo dito ngayon na may kulang, may kailangan pang gawin dun sa problema. Although meron ng mga previous researches, meron pang kulang. So yun yung gap. You may also suggest additional research needs dahil nga may gap. Ganun ulit, anong dapat pang gawin, so on and so forth. And in this section of your research, you should be able to manifest gaano ba ka-useful ang iyong pinaplano or ang iyong iniisip na pananaliksik or research. And example, you may show some limitation like, however, these studies have failed to recognize so nakikita doon na may gap, di ba? Or kung gusto mo ipagpatuloy yung mga common practices, so ano yun, has been extensively studied. Yung topic mo has been extensively studied, however, less attention has been paid to. So kailangan doon ipagpatuloy yung iyong study. So kalimitan ito ay nakikita doon sa mga recommendation section, yun yung pinag-uugatan nitong sa extension. Okay, for third move, for occupying a niche, it's either you outline the purpose of your research or you announce the present research and you announce the principal findings, ano yung pinakang mga na-discover mo na makakatulong sa iyong research or susuporta sa iyong pinaplanong research. And you may also tell what are the readers going to read or what they should expect as they read your research work. So pwede mong sabihin dito na i-discuss mong ganito and ganyan. However, that this step 3 is less hindi masyadong pinapractice kalimitan, hindi masyadong napapractice ito. But then, itong step 3 ay napakagandang gawin, yung tipong ininanavigate mo yung isip ng iyong reader na para mas madali niyang maintindihan, ganito ang parts ng iyong research, ganito ang iyong kanilang dapat i-expect, ganito yung kanilang maaasahan. So, in this move, so you show how work revolves around the gap. So, na-identify mo na yung gap, napakita mo na mayroong saysay ang iyong study ngayon, you focus on that gap, kaya nga you occupy the niche. So, it's either you describe the research in the current article or yung gagawin mo mismo para ma-address yung gap na yun, or you indicate the main purpose of your research. Ano talaga yung i-address ng iyong research at para saan. Now, example phrases, so pwede mong sabihin na the purpose of this investigation or this study is to, or the present research tries to clarify, so on and so forth. So, ganun lang yung sa cars model or yung sales rhetorical moves. So, meron tayong three major moves, and within each move, merong kanya-kanyang step. So, makikita mo naman, mas maganda kung masusunod natin yung step, mabibigyan natin ng lahat ng statements para dun sa steps. Tulad nito, it's either alin man dito ang iyong uh, gawin para sa move number 2. And for move number 3, so pwedeng step 1, pumili ka sa A and B. It's either you outline the purpose of your research or i-announce mo na itong research na to ay ganyan. And then step 2, and then step 3. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ang itong cars model ay utay-utay niyang pinapakita sa reader. Ninanavigate niya yung isip ng reader habang nagbabasa. Una ay pinapakita niya yung situation, anong meron, 'di ba? And then pinapakita naman niya na ano yung kakulangan doon sa current na pangyayari or current na kaganapan, anong kakulangan na pwede pang pag-aralan. And then at the later part, pinapakita doon yung ano ba yung saysay ng research mo para ma-address mo yung gap na yon. So, ganun lang. Sinummarize lang natin. And then, through that, maganda ng basahin. Ganun yung pwedeng yung maging thought flow ng inyong research introduction. Pero, tulad nga ng nabanggit kanina, kailangan meron na kayong mga previous knowledge, previous readings, literature, alam nyo na talaga yung purpose ng inyong research at may basehan kayo. Kasi i-share ninyo yung background dito sa cars research, cars introduction model. Okay?